Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning.
Roberta.
How is everybody? Good to see everyone in chat. Cassie, Lena, April, Potato, Lexi, Angie B, Cotton Candy Boobs, Dana, Maple Syrup, my beautiful cousin Tracy, Angie B. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Angie B, a member for 5 frickin' months. Thank you so much, Angie. Georgie, Sydney, Australia. Good morning down under. Crikey, mates. It's been one hell of a 24 hours. Crikey.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, thank you, Cotton Candy Boobs. Yeah, stand down. Yeah, we really need to stand down, don't we? Hi, Nicole. Oh, Grady. Grady was live last night. So I figured I would come on, but I have like a Colorado update too, so we're going to throw that in there. What's on my shirt? Well, it says, I searched the Carlton Reserve because I didn't get off my ass, and all I found was this dumb t-shirt. J is for Justice podcast. Oh my gosh, RC. RC is for J. Okay, April, I will. Hey, Case Chaser, you can actually get your Carlton Reserve shirt in the merch store. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm sure you guys have seen my community posts, and I'm sure you've seen the stuff that's going on YouTube. Right now I'm kind of, to be honest with you, I'm kind of still absorbing what's going on out there. And that's why I'm just going to carry on with some updates, because I really, at this point, I really don't have any words. So I'm just being straight up honest with you guys, and I will continue to be straight up honest. The Nexstar lawsuit, I don't know what else to say about that other than a multi-billion-dollar corporation came after me and said that I was a threat to their Florida market. So they knew that the little podcaster who makes $30,000 a year, if that, could not afford counsel. And you have to have counsel, right, in federal court. So I think this is it's funny because I see a lot of YouTubers, yeah, good find, you know, all that stuff. It could be you, because it's getting to the point they wanted me to sign an agreement back when they struck my channel last fall. They wanted me to sign an agreement that I would never, ever use, not even a clip, for fair use. You see other channels getting struck all the time. It happens. Someone must have tipped them off or something. I don't know. Wait, I'm a little off my game. I'm still waking up.
I don't know. He doesn't know. He does not know.
Oh, Potato. Member for 9 months. The Roberta Army are standing with you always. I love you guys. Okay, so seriously, like, someone must have said, hey, this girl's streaming you all the time, blah, 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 right? Because, you know, there were several others doing it as well. And at any rate, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But as long as those streams were, you can imagine the cost it would cost a podcaster like me to pay a lawyer to go through all of those live streams, all of those hours, in order to even respond to the complaint. They knew what they were doing. So anyways, they wanted me to sign this agreement last fall. They struck my channel. Boom, boom, boom. And the most messed up part of it is that here I was covering a domestic violence case, right? We had panel discussions going on. We had women calling in, telling their stories, very raw, and we were very vocal about it. And one of the videos that they struck was, remember when the TikTokers purchased the banner of the airplane flying over the laundry house? They struck me on 7 minutes of a banner that said "Justice for Gabby" flying over the laundry home. If you don't think this is a petty lawsuit on someone like me, and if you're a YouTuber and you think that this couldn't be you, and you're laughing in community posts, and then laughing about the domestic violence portion that was added at the bottom that shouldn't have been, and if you're laughing at that, you're not a victim's advocate. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who the victim is. If you're a victim's advocate, you advocate for victims, not just victims you like, right? If you don't like that victim, they're still a victim, and it's still wrong to re-victimize people. So let's move forward. I'm going to get into, we'll talk about this at a later time, more in depth. I really just need to absorb it, to be honest. So, so Grady was live. Oh, I know you guys weren't, Heather, but there were plenty of community posts where people were. Like, there was one comment. Here's one for you. Wait, what was it? She sounds like she's going to end up on one of her own podcasts. I don't know. At any rate, it's weeding out the trash at the very least. At the very least. And that journalist who penned that article no longer has a job. You can't do that to people. And I'm telling you right now that it's not going to fly on this platform with me either. Because I don't care who the victim is. I don't care if it's someone you despise. You don't do that to people. Thank you, Steve. Like, duh. I mean, you just don't freaking do that to people. So, at any rate, hey, Mimsy. Mims! It's the Mims. Fly high. Hey. Cooter Brown. All right, Roberters. Let's check this out. So, last night, Grady Judd and his deputies had a shootout. And he tells us about that. He tells us how his department handles these things. All right. Because I went live the other day, and he went live, and he talked about, he did a press conference, and he talked about how, the school shooting was handled in Texas and things like that. So he's now going a little bit further and telling us how this went down last night. So let's take a listen. This is a good little lesson from Mr. Sheriff Grady Judd. All right, Mick, roll it, McGrady.
And anything I tell you is subject to modification as the investigation unfolds. The information I present to you tonight is just like we always do, to make sure it's timely, but it's not going to be complete because there's a lot of investigation still underway.
You guys can't hear it?
It all occurred about 6:07 p.m. when we received a 911 call from a lady who said she was the wife of Michael Lohman, who is a 56-year-old white male. She said Michael Lohman was threatening to kill himself and threatening to kill all the deputies. Our deputies immediately raced to the scene. When we arrived, there were neighbors out in the community. Our 911 operator clearly indicated to the deputies that now one of our victims, the wife of the suspect, was outside. Deputies found her hiding behind a black pickup truck, so they moved her to safety behind a large tree. Now, why is all this important? Because she told our 911 operator he has been outside shooting, and he shot in the house, and he just came back into the house saying that he needed to reload because he was going to kill her and all of the deputies when they arrived. So once they hid her behind a very large oak tree, the deputies took up tactical positions. Michael came out of the house with his long gun, his rifle in hand. And when he did that, we shot him a lot. And that was the end of the gunfight.
That's it, folks.
The investigation's underway. We had 5 deputies that made the initial response. They all arrived at the same time. They all ran immediately to the threat, knowing that they were facing a man that told them, I'm going to kill them when they arrive.
And they ran right
They
for
ran
it.
to the threat anyway. They saved the woman. They got her out of the line of fire. After the shooting was over with, we had neighbors say, yeah, he came out and was shooting early, just before y'all arrived. And we heard the bullets whizzing by us.
Guys, these deputies saved that woman's life. Like, we could be waking up today to a case where this woman was shot dead by her deranged husband who wanted to kill all the deputies and her. This is pivotal. The first response is pivotal.
And then he went back inside, and that's when he told his wife he was reloading and getting ready for the deputies when they arrived. So, you know the information that we know at this point. We have the state attorney's office here to do a neutral and detached investigation. There'll be a medical examiner's investigation. We have an administrative investigation by our policy and practices unit. And then we're doing our investigation with the folks from our criminal homicide team.
This transparency
so all of
is
these
amazing.
Different investigations will come together. We will release more information to you on Monday. But at this point in time, clearly and unequivocally, our deputies rushed into an active shooter, was able to successfully move the lady to a safe position before he came out of the house, and that's when we engaged him and shot him, and we neutralized the threat. Are there any questions?
How many deputies and how many shots?
There were 5 deputies that responded. 4 had tactical positions to shoot. It appears right now all of them shot with their AR-15s, and we don't know how many shots. That's under investigation, and we'll know that later in the evening or maybe tomorrow.
Was anyone else shot during all of this?
No one else was hit with the gunfire. He shot in the neighborhood. We have neighbors who said they actually heard the bullets whiz past them, but no one was hit.
So there were other people who were outside at the time of the shooting?
There were other people that were outside at the time of the shooting. We even have information that one child back toward this end of the mobile home park ran through the mobile home park to get out of the way as the gunfire erupted. And we're checking to see whether or not he discharged the weapon, his weapon first, or whether he only brandished it, and that's when we shot. based upon all the information we had. And I can tell you the wife was a remarkable help to us, because we could hear him screaming on the 911 call, "I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to take them out." So at the end of the day, clearly and unequivocally, they knew that they were running into a potential gunfight.
Do we know anything about the suspect's background or?
We know that our suspect has one previous felony arrest that was drug related. We also know he has 3 previous misdemeanor arrests. And it's important to point out that we were told that he had been drinking alcoholic beverages this evening. That is still under investigation. We were told that. We've got to confirm that through our investigation.
Sheriff, was there any time from when he left the building and walked outside that deputies could have pleaded with him, put the guns down, put the gun down?
When you've already engaged as an active shooter and shot at people and shot in the house and threatened to kill your wife and threatened to kill the deputies, and you brandish a firearm in the direction of the deputies, they're going to shoot you a lot. That's what they're trained to do. That's what they're instructed to do. They're not going to sit there and hold a conversation with a guy with a firearm. It's too late, too bad for him. It's his choice. He chose for us to shoot him, and we accommodated his request. Any other questions?
True that.
The wife may have told you all why he went to that act of violence.
That will be obviously one of a lot of questions we ask as the investigation goes on. Understand that, well, you know the time. We're like, 3.5, 4 hours after this shooting event occurred, so we're still fresh into it. But that's a very good question, and that's one that we'll be asking.
Sheriff, from start to finish, about how long did all of this go on?
Well, it started at 6:07 p.m. And from the time we arrived, we were able to immediately, they parked their vehicles at the front of the mobile home park and ran down to the suspect's mobile home, where they found the lady hiding behind the pickup truck. Before they approached him, they moved her to safety. They fully intended to have a gunfight. He promised it. He said it was happening. After shooting throughout the community, he went back in and reloaded. They got her to safety. He came out, and that's when the shooting occurred.
Sheriff, I know you say you guys fired a lot, and you don't know how many times your deputies fired. Do you know how many times the man was hit?
Don't know that either, but we will through the investigation.
And can we get a spelling of his name just to make sure?
His name is spelled Michael, Michael Loman, Loman. He's a white male, 56 years old. Thank you very much. We'll release more information. On Monday, we'll release the deputies that were involved in the shooting on Monday. The reason we're not releasing them tonight, they haven't had the opportunity to speak with their family or to be with their family. So that information will be released Monday morning. Okay? Thank you very much.
So transparent. Doesn't leave you guessing, does he? He's like, this is what happened. This is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to do it. And this is our follow-up. How hard is that? How hard is that? Okay, so real quick, I'm going to play a video because, you guys all heard that we got this tropical typhoon coming or whatever. I got spared. It's sunny out today. We were fully expecting a full-out rain weekend. It went around us, but it didn't go around Miami, Florida. And this is what Miami, Florida looked like last night. So, South Beach, right? Clubs, club life and flooding. Yikes, Ashley. They don't mix. Thank you, Angie B, for your generous donation. And Lori Staggs, thank you. And I know that someone became a member while I was playing Grady. Thank you for becoming a member. All right, so let's take a look at what was going down in South Beach last night. Yikes, Ashley. Yeah, don't worry. That quote isn't copyrighted yet. It's not copyrighted yet. I can still say yikes, Ashley. But who knows? That may change in the near future. You never know.
Close the door!
Holy.
Put it down!
What
Let's put it away! Let's do it together!
Oh, she slipped out the boat shoe.
Careful.
You have to put it
Careful.
down.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
Let's
Careful.
put it down. Just put it
They're driving through that. What kind of car is that? Like a freaking Corvette?
It's a Corvette. What are people doing?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Why are they driving through this? Whoa. Whoa. These people are all going to make insurance claims and get new cars. That's why our car insurance down here is so damn expensive. Holy. Dude, I would never get out in that water. You don't know what's in that water. Scott H in the house.
You know Dawn's full of shit.
Look at that wind, though. Think about it, you guys. This is just a tropical storm. This is like nothing. Share. Hey, boo boo. How drunk do you have to be, though, to hop out in your club attire in like 3 feet of water in Miami? I mean, I could see a pickup truck, but dude, Corvettes and shit driving through this? Whoa, they're like, thanks, dude. Oh my God, all these drunk people. What in the world? Okay, there you go, guys. That's what's happening in Miami. So I don't know what in the hell they're waking up to this morning, but I believe it's still raining. Let's see if we can take a live look at Roberta at Clearwater Beach and see what it's like in my neck of the woods. Because it's really, really, really super nice out today. That's what it's like where I am. Isn't that crazy? Like literally on the other side of the state. This is what it's like. People out having breakfast on the beach at Frenchie's. Frenchie's. This is Frenchie's Rockaway Grill on Clearwater Beach. But yeah, it's like night and day, huh? Literally. We definitely, like all the Florida peeps, we all need to get together this summer and do like a get together, like a meet and greet with each other. Be so fun. I definitely think that at least the ones that are close, like, you know, within like day driving distance, I don't know. I think that would be fun. I've been thinking about that for a while. All right, so let's move forward. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Hold up. I'll let you guys look at the beach for a minute. So, do you guys remember when the laundry case was going on and there was that press conference done at, there was the press conference done at the reserve, and the Lee County Sheriff was there, and I guess because they were helping out or whatever, and he kind of spoke with the Northport Police Chief. You remember, he's a little guy. Well, he was the one that, and I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but he arrested a 10-year-old for threatening to shoot up the school or whatever. So he actually did a perp walk. He had him handcuffed and all this stuff. Let me show you guys this video. And then I'm going to show you a little more about him because I didn't know anything about him. But woo, there is some drama that goes along with it. So, all right. Say bye to the beach. Say bye to all the lucky beachgoers that are out there without a care in the world today. Okay.
This threat comes as the Lee County Sheriff discusses his decision to publish the name, mugshot, and video of a 10-year-old boy in handcuffs.
A child is accused of threatening a shooting at Patriot Elementary School in Cape Coral, just days after the mass shooting at the Texas Elementary School. Some people reached out to the Fox 4 newsroom questioning the public exposure of a suspect so young. Fox 4's Elise Chingary took those questions to the sheriff.
Having that discipline is critical. And society today has gotten real soft on what they want to do, how they discipline. It's just it's a soft culture.
Soft and a lack of discipline. It's a controversial message that brought Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino and I together just days after deputies arrested a 10-year-old student for threatening a shooting at Patriot Elementary School. As the threat was made by a 5th grader, some may say, well, these are kids, or maybe they weren't serious.
And that loved one their child goes to school. They have that faith and confidence in us that we're going to do everything we can to make sure they come home safe. And what does that mean? So when a suspect makes a threat, let's talk about Texas.
Rattlesnakes, moccasins,
unfortunate
alligators.
Tragedy where my heart goes out to everyone. If you were to stop that shooter 2 weeks before on a TikTok that said, "Kids, fear for your lives for real," is that shooter going to say, well, I meant to commit a mass shooting? Possibly. Or is that shooter going to say, I was joking around? Either way, you can't take the chance.
What do you want to say to people who may be upset or think, oh, they shouldn't have shown his face or his name since he's a 5th grader?
So I'm not in the business of being upset because a very small percentage is upset that we show a 10-year-old's face or the perp walk. You know, for me, I'm in the business of saving lives, protecting lives, ensuring that our children come home. I want to be known nationally as a sheriff that would rather not put a 10-year-old in handcuffs, that would rather not arrest a 10, a 12, a 14-year-old. I would want to be known nationally for that, but I want to be known nationally as a sheriff that is not afraid to do his job, stand up for what's right.
I also asked the sheriff what his deputies are doing to be proactive to prevent other children in Lee County from even starting down this path.
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook. You'll never know the name, you'll never know who it is, but we are watching everywhere. So our detectives are watching all the different social media platforms. If someone writes a threat, we're coming in full force.
Sheriff Marcino tells me if he had it his way, he'd want charges to be filed against anyone who gets wind of a school threat or other pending violence, but doesn't come forward about it, saying in this day and time, there are plenty of ways to warn law enforcement, and you can even do it anonymously.
Okay. I love what he's doing. I mean, somewhat. I like that he's, taking these threats seriously. I think he went over the top a little bit. Would I want my kid scared shitless if my kid did that? Yeah, absolutely. What was I going to say? Oh, but he cracks me up, man.
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook.
Rattlesnakes, moccasins, alligators.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's look a little bit. Let's look at another clip I have here. Hang on a second. So it looks like 2 years ago, there were a lot of people calling for that dude's resignation. Intrigued yet?
My responsibility.
Check this out. So, yikes. Take a look at this. Just 2 years ago, they wanted his resignation. So if you think about that, like he did that, he got involved in the laundry thing, and then he was doing that press conference. It kind of makes sense, now that you know that.
Not my responsibility or your responsibility or anyone else who has information that shows violations of the law. Should we not report that? And as the sheriff, should he not be answering to it? And when you're the sheriff, the most important thing you can do is uphold the law and be within the law yourself.
That is the former Lee County Sheriff Rod Shope calling out the current appointed sheriff, Carmine.
That is the prior Lee County Sheriff that was there before whatever his Carmichael or whatever his name is.
Marcino for not answering a simple question. Four in Your Corner first asked him over the summer. It's about his qualifications to work as a law enforcement officer in Florida.
To this, guys.
Well, tonight I've uncovered new information from Marcino's application to the Collier County Sheriff's Office. Back then, employment screeners recommended, quote, automatic disqualification from consideration because Marcino admitted to brief steroid use. Fox 4 was the only news station to investigate the sheriff's qualifications. I'll have more on that new revelation tonight at 10. Meanwhile, former deputies are coming forward with their concerns about the person holding one of the most powerful positions in Lee County. A former Lee County sheriff, major, and lieutenant, all with a common call for action. What should Carmine do?
Resign. There's enough smoke that where there's that much smoke, there's also fire. I would recommend that he resign.
Enough smoke that now the Ethics Commission has recently opened an investigation into allegations the appointed sheriff has abused his power to meet women. While Marcino shows no signs of resigning, Shope tells me that since our original report, Marcino hired a lawyer. I did confirm that he hired an employment attorney out of Tallahassee.
Rattlesnakes.
I called that lawyer, but he said he wasn't allowed to comment since this is an open investigation. There is also now a separate criminal investigation into Marcino from the state's top policing agency, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, looking into whether Marcino met the qualifications to sit for his Florida law enforcement exam. In other words, was he ever eligible to work in law enforcement in this state?
Carmine.
Retired Major Carmen McKinney has plenty of experience with these claims from his time working in internal affairs at the Lee County Sheriff's Office.
This is conduct that I investigated for many years, and we held those people accountable for that conduct. And those people were terminated for the very behavior that Mr. Marcino was displaying.
Even if he passed the test, the state certification test?
Wouldn't matter. The Form 76, the EOT training form, it was fraudulent.
Don't you think the people of Southwest Florida...
As Fox 4 first reported in July of this year, the equivalency of training form allows out-of-state officers who have worked full-time for at least 1 year to bypass almost 800 hours of police academy when they come to the Sunshine State. Our research showed Marcino's experience in Suffolk County, New York, did not meet those requirements, but he was allowed to sit for his exam anyway.
You have to wonder, are there any more Carmine Marcinos in the state of Florida with inappropriate forms and shouldn't be certified? Even when I was the sheriff, I had one where that had happened, and we found it through a set of circumstances that were special, and of course I terminated him right away. And then the state also removed his credentials.
We obtained documents of that officer who was let go under Shope's tenure. FDLE found him to falsify documents in order to skip the EOT. The Criminal Justice Standards and Training Commission recommended disciplinary action based on several allegations, including, quote, respondent has failed to maintain qualifications established in Florida statutes, which require that a law enforcement officer in the state of Florida have good moral character. Dr. Lee Bouchon, former Lee County lieutenant who ran for sheriff, also laid out in a 94-page document addressed to state leaders, including the governor, as well as the public, the holes in the process by which Marcino landed his first law enforcement position. Bouchon includes a timeline of his career and a list of the statutes being violated. He told me he walked it over to the governor's office, as well as the attorney general. The attorney general's office says they forwarded this complaint to FDLE. The governor has yet to respond to any requests for a comment.
Reached out to the governor's office several times.
The now professor at Florida A&M University points out, quote, a lifetime total of about 1,200 hours total experience as a law enforcement officer, far less than a year's worth of full-time experience.
Were you a Suffolk County, full-time Suffolk County Parks and Recreation Ranger?
Sir, I'm here for the Veterans Parade. I'm sorry if you could step aside, but thank you.
Can you grant us an interview, a formal interview? Sir, we can do a Memorial Day. I understand. We've asked him a quick question.
The parade. We've asked the sheriff's office multiple times for an interview. Our news director asked their public information officer. So did our assignment manager. Our chief photographer tried asking him in person on a separate occasion. That's in addition to our own investigative team, including myself.
Put yourself in the place of the citizens home watching your newscast, and they see him not only refusing to answer, but literally running from a camera. How easy is this answer?
I later approached the sheriff to see if he had a response after our report. Jay Monreal from Fox 4 News. Can we talk?
Actually, I'm in the governor's thing, but another time for sure.
For sure?
Yeah.
Who can we confirm that with?
My PIO, thank you.
So I did, or tried to, through email and on the phone. Good afternoon. My name is Jane Monreal, calling from Fox 4 News. The sheriff or his staff have yet to respond.
Said that these allegations were already proven false in the past, and that anyone who comes up against him is saying the things they say because of political motivations.
As far as being political, I have no political agenda. I'm not supporting anybody.
Welcome, Judy.
I'm not a political type person. But I will say this, that if this goes unchallenged, I will leave that option open.
Well, FDLE has investigated several cases involving other law enforcement officers around
Instagram, Facebook.
So, yeah, I came across that and I was like, ooh, yikes, Ashley. So what I noticed, like in that original one, he's like, I want to be known nationwide. He says that twice. Like, I don't want to be known nationwide for this. I want to be known nationwide for that. You would never hear Grady Judd say anything about wanting to be known nationwide for anything. Grady Judd never did what he's done in his entire time in law enforcement to be known nationwide. And that's why he had his little mug up at the reserve making this,
Rattlesnakes, moccasins, Alligators.
I'm telling you guys, we have got to, these people are elected in. People elected that dude in. And I don't know, like, if he's up for election this year. I don't really keep track of that, like, election. I don't know I know it's governor this year, but yeah.
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook.
McNo.
All right. So I just wanted to share that. And then I have one more quick update, and this is not Florida, unfortunately, but it is Colorado. And it is a case that I've covered since 2019. So this is Dane Kalungi that you see right here on your screen. That is Dane. Dane. So Dane, his wife, Gypsy, went missing back in March of 2019. And he acted like he didn't know. He left Colorado Springs. He went to his dad's in California, just went on about his life, got a job, just acted like nothing ever happened. So anyways, you're kidding me. That sheriff's on Instagram and TikTok? Is that who you're talking about?
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook.
I know when that hotline bling.
So Dane ended up being arrested and charged with the murder of his wife, Gypsy. However, they never found her body. But there's a trial date. We are going to be inundated with trials, you guys. There's going to be like so many trials coming up at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. But I'm going to read through this really quick so you guys, if you don't know the case, if it interests you, maybe you can follow it here with us. So a trial date has been set this fall for the man accused of killing his wife and then confessing it to his ex-wife over the phone. Dane Kalungi, 39, is accused of killing Gypsy Kalungi in March of 19 and is facing first-degree murder as a result. On March 20th, Gypsy returned from Fort Carson, where she was having a sexual relationship with a soldier at the base. At 10:30, a 911 call was made from her phone, and it hung up, and that was the last call from her phone. So for 2 years, it remained open. And then he was arrested in June of 21, and I have an interview with a coworker of his on my channel as well. But he was arrested in June of 21, and he pled not guilty. Well, there was all this talk that he was going to take a plea deal because he admitted to it, to his ex-wife and stuff. Well, what happened? Maybe Barry Morphew happened, and he thought, what the hey, I'll give it a frickin' go. And he's already fucking admitted it. So he pled not guilty, and the defense or the prosecution said they were leaving the negotiations open with the defense on a potential plea deal. But the prosecution did state that it had declined their most recent counteroffer just this past Tuesday morning. So they were offering a plea deal, and then Dane's lawyers were like, you know, they're bargaining with him. So he's in court August 26th, and then his trial is in October. Colorado Springs, y'all. Colorado Springs. So we will be watching for Dane, but, you know, I just think it's crazy that it was all plea deal talk. Now he's going to fight this, and with everything that happened with Barry Morphew. So also, did you guys see what happened with the DA there? Let's check that out. Let's look at what Linda Stanley's up to. Yikes, Ashley. Her law license was suspended. Miss Stanley, right here. On Wednesday, June 1st, after the Tribune went to print, the Colorado Supreme Court suspended the attorney license of the 11th Judicial District Attorney, Linda Stanley, for failure to complete continuing legal education requirements. Who does that? Custer County is part of the 11th Judicial District, which also includes Park, Chaffee, and Fremont County. In a statement to KRDO News in Colorado, in Colorado Springs, Stanley stated, here's her statement. Quote, the suspension is, quote, not a big deal.
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram,
And that
Facebook.
law license suspensions are not uncommon. I have to say, I've never, ever heard of this happening. Just saying. However, they go on to say, it is very rare for attorneys to fail to finish continuing education requirements. That's like a nurse, Oh, whoops. It's no big deal. Oh, no, keeping your license current when you're a DA is kind of a big deal. Don't let her fool you. So it says, however, it is very rare for attorneys to fail to finish continuing education requirements, as the 45 credit hours can be completed over a 3-year period. She had 3 years to do it. Generally from home using approved online courses. No excuse. The state sent her 3 notices with multiple chances to ask for an extension or provide proof of continuing education before the Supreme Court suspended her license. She's lazy. Let's just call it like it is.
Objection.
This is the person that these people in these counties are counting on for justice.
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord.
Help us. For real. I mean, Okay, it says, in addition, all cases for the people of the 11th Judicial District are under Stanley's license number as the DA, and it is not clear how the courts will be able to move forward when the prosecutor for the people has a suspended license. But it's no big deal. It happens all the time. The suspension is part of an ongoing series of failures of Stanley for breaking laws and court orders. In 2019, Stanley was censured by the Colorado Supreme Court for failure to alert a client she hired that she had taken another job with the Department of Treasury. When the client found out from a third party, Stanley sent the client a bill for work she had not completed. Even though Stanley was working for the Treasury and was not allowed to have a private practice, she threatened her client with collection notice. For months, Stanley's client petitioned the court to have her removed from their case, with Stanley failing to withdraw herself from the case by filing with the wrong court.
Objection.
Roly-poly, daddy's little Betty. Betty's gonna be a man someday.
In the process, she revealed numerous client confidences and broke 3 state laws. How is she a DA? Stanley stated during her election in 2020 that it was common. Wait, hold on. She said in 2020 that it's common for an attorney to be censored.
What? Okay.
Woo! In fact, less than 1% of all attorneys in the United States have ever been censored. Ooh, this person really calls her out. This is the Well Mountain Tribune out in Colorado. During Stanley's campaign in 2020, she lied on numerous occasions about her resume and background. These lies were exposed by her sister, Sandra Fisher, who wrote a letter to the editor that highlighted Stanley's fabrications, which including stating that her father was a farmer when he was an accountant.
What?
In addition, Stanley stated she was a police officer without mentioning that she failed field training at an agency, and that is why she was forced out.
Okay.
Stanley attended most election events with a gun on her hip and holding an AR-15 rifle, stating that she would stand up for the Second Amendment, but never said anything about what she would do as DA. Who voted her in? During her election, Stanley admitted that she took an in-kind contribution in billboard oh God, not billboards again, in billboard advertisements from Jerry Rimpley, which was $344.65 over the limit of such a donation. Stanley settled with the state of Colorado, accepted a contribution in excess of the applicable limit, and that it failed to timely report certain contributions and expenditures. The settlement was signed on January 22nd of 2021, and Stanley paid a $360 fine. Former Custer County Sheriff Shannon Byerly refused to endorse Stanley and instead endorsed the appointed DA, Caitlin Turner. Byerly stated in a letter that he knew working with Stanley to bring justice would be difficult due to past interactions with her. He was joined by 3 other sheriffs and police chiefs who while all Republicans, refused to endorse Stanley. After taking office, more problems have surfaced. During the failed prosecution of Barry Morphew for the alleged murder of his wife, Stanley repeatedly broke court rules and defied the orders of District Judge Ramsey Lama. At the start of the proceedings, Stanley broke the gag order issued by the court, which prohibits attorneys, parties, or witnesses from talking about the case to the public by speaking about the case in detail for over an hour on the podcast Profiling Evil. In addition, she held a public press conference in direct violation of the court gag order.
What?
For months, Stanley botched the Morphew case and ended up hiring outside attorneys to try and help. Last month, she was forced to drop all charges after she failed to properly submit and disclose information to the judge. Or to the defense. Judge Lama criticized Stanley in a ruling on April the 8th, which is very uncommon. Because Stanley failed to disclose important evidence to the defense, the court ruled that 14 of the 16 expert witnesses were excluded from the testimony. The court found that Stanley had a pattern of violations. It is clear to the court there is a pattern of discovery violations, in this case, attributable to the people. Black's Law Dictionary defines pattern as a mode of behavior or series of acts that are recognizably consistent. The people's first discovery and disclosure-related violations occurred on July 22nd, 2021, while Chief Judge Murphy was still assigned to the case. These violations continue and are ongoing, as recent as March 30th, 2022. Less than 1 month before the trial was set to begin, the court found another Rule 16 violation related to an expert report of Doug Spence. Over the last 8 months and over multiple days of hearings, the court has witnessed a pattern of disregard by the people towards its Rule 16 obligations, the court case management order, and subsequent court disclosure-related orders made on the record. This court has repeatedly noted that it does not in any way condone the people's behavior. Okay, so after the Morphew case was dropped, Iris Eaton, Morphew's defense attorney, publicly stated that I have never seen prosecutorial misconduct this I'm tongue-tied. I can't even say it. In my entire career, I'm not even going to try because I'm like, my tongue's like in a knot. And I've been practicing law 30 years. So, in other words, Barry's attorney was like, I never seen no shit like this ever. How's that? Once again, this is almost unheard of when an attorney criticizes another publicly. So now Barry's attorney is pushing for regulation that holds prosecutors more accountable. Nothing ever happens to prosecutors, she said. They can't be sued. They have absolute immunity. They don't get charged with crimes. They don't lose their law licenses, which is wrong because there's a prosecutor in Michigan who's in prison right now for fraud. In this case, Stanley has had her license suspended for failure to submit continuing education. The process, even Barry's attorney was like, they don't take away lawyers' licenses. Well, they took hers. The process for her to get her license back means petitioning the Colorado Supreme Court, which will hold a hearing. Because of her previous censure by the Colorado Supreme Court, it is unclear how the court will react to Stanley appearing before them again in less than a 3-year period. Until she has her license reinstated, she cannot practice law. Since taking office, over half the staff have resigned, leaving the remaining staff stretched thin over the 4-county district. Why is she still there?
Oh, man.
Get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property.
So all these people are quitting. They're stretched thin, and they can't get justice for any of these victims because of this lady? And she's going on YouTube under a gag order? Did they just pull her off the streets? I'm so confused at this. Like, what the what? It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. So this is on the Wet Mountain Tribune. If you would like to look this up, this is the source. And this was written by Jordan on June 5th of 2022. Thank you, Jordan, for that in-depth article. Really. So let me come back to chat. Are you guys like floored? Like what the hell? Thank you guys for all of the support, the members. Wow. Yeah, apparently that's why they all left. Crazy stuff. All right, you guys, when I end this stream, you're going to actually be taken to a live stream for tomorrow. So what I've got coming up for you guys starting tomorrow is me and some panel members. We're going to have different people up at different times, but we're going to be walking through the Casey Anthony trial, and we're going to be talking you guys through it. So we're going to watch, talk, and we're going to rewatch this because it's been so many years. It's been 14 years this month was the last time that little Kaylee Anthony was ever seen alive. Was 14 years ago this month. She was reported missing 14 years ago in July. And her remains were found 14 years ago in December. So we're going to be revisiting the case because when I watched it the first time, I had 3 kids under the age of 8. So I really wasn't able to, really watch it. And I want to do that because I've been forever intrigued on the jury finding her or acquitting her, right? I've been just so intrigued by, I want to watch it and I want to look at it in different, in different eyes and look at it from a different point of view. Little Kaylee would have turned 16 this year. She would be driving. She would be in high school. So, I think it's pivotal to go back and replay these cases from the past and just look at them from a different set of eyes, 14 years later. So like I said, when this ends, it'll automatically take you to the event and you can hit that reminder button because I know a lot of you guys aren't getting notifications, but maybe if you hit that reminder button, it will notify you. It'll give you like 30 minutes notice. So, this is going to be an ongoing thing. It was 6 weeks of trial, but we're breaking it down for you guys and we're going to make it, there's not going to be a lot of static. We're going to get right to the meat and potatoes of that trial. And it's interesting because, we revisit the man who found little Kaylee's body or her remains. And that's interesting as well. I didn't even remember that his son testified. So there's a lot that I didn't recall. Yes, and Maggie, exactly. That's what I think. Like, I feel like I know I've learned a ton just in the past, like almost 4 years of doing this. I've learned so much. I'm definitely not an expert and I'm never claiming to be an expert, but I have learned, to look at things and I have learned what reasonable doubt is instead of, this knee-jerk reaction of she's guilty or she did it. Yeah, Ray Kronk. Do you know him, Scott H? He's from Kingsport. That's a random fun fact. The man who actually found Kaylee's body is originally from Kingsport, Tennessee. Who would have thunk it?
Creep town, dude.
Craziness. So, Roy. Did I say Ray? Roy is his name.
We're in these chat rooms, Snapchats, Instagram, Facebook.
That's one of my favorites. Wait. Scott, please, do you know that guy? Do you know Roy Kronk? Like, did you guys go to school together? Yay, Queen Virgo. What up, girl? Hey, Allie, True Crime Girl. Hi, Little Dove. Oh, Roy. Oh, Roy. Thank you, Kim Maple. I appreciate that. And Brianna. Who's Brianna? Hi, Jay. Big hello from Dublin City, Ireland. You say potatoes very like an Irish person would say it. Potatoes? 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 Potatoes! Thanks for being here from Dublin City, Ireland. How cool is that? That's awesome. In Ireland, I think this is what you guys do, right?
You poured yourself a mega pint of.
You drink mega pints? Allie, True Crime Girl. Hello, J for J from South Africa. Love your channel. Gosh. Hey, South Africa. It's awesome. Brianna, the cop. I'm confused. There's too many cases. There's too many cases. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of, conclude on what I started out talking about. I mean, do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask me any questions. I'll answer whatever. I'm totally an open book to you guys. I mean, if you go back over almost like the last 4 years that I've been doing this, I'm pretty consistent. Like, I haven't changed too much other than I think I've just become more of myself on here. But I want you guys to know that I do appreciate all the messages that I got, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. And I do appreciate it. Because, and when I said, I'm questioning this community that I've surrounded myself in, I don't mean the people that are here right now. I don't mean you guys. I mean the people that choose to do things. Let me get this woman off my screen. That choose to do things deliberately to hurt people, to make their life harder. And I think it's fucking bullshit. And I would never deliberately do something to make someone's life harder. Isn't our lives already hard enough? Don't we have enough stress? And you know what the messed up thing is? Some of these people that are spreading this shit about me are people that know my struggles. That's the sick thing. That's the sick part about it. Is that there's people that know my struggles and have still done this. And are still sharing it and laughing about it. It's sick. And you know what? It says a lot more about them than it does about me. And what was in that article regarding the lawsuit and the copyright, I did not cover up WFLA's logo. It was very clear. It was very, very transparent that I was streaming them, that I was promoting them, that I was sharing their links. I definitely was not trying to pass that off as my own content. That was not the way it went. And I'll stand by that. It's bullshit. And if I had the money, I would have fought it. But unfortunately, I can't fight DC attorneys, right? I mean, we're talking this Nexstar wanted, like I said, wanted me to sign this agreement that I would never, ever, ever use another clip from any of their networks until the end of time. And if I did, it would be $1 million, fine. per violation. Guys, I have 60,000 subs. I'm not that big of a channel. I'm just not. So anyway, Nexstar owns probably 65% of the mainstream media that you see. Fox, right? NBC, ABC, all these major networks, they own it all. And they're saying, fuck you, Jay. You can't ever play any of it. Oh, okay, so I can't do my podcast anymore? You're going to squelch me from doing my podcast. I have 60,000 subs. What the fuck are they worried about? I don't get it. And like I said, if I had the money, I would have fought it. I had no choice. They backed me in a corner, a big, huge corporation versus me. Me, a one-person LLC versus Nexstar Media. Ha ha. It's real funny. It's going to be real funny when this shit, because more and more, if you haven't seen it, more and more of these stations and things are bringing their shit to YouTube. You know why? Because that's where a lot of people are getting their news now. So it's going to happen. It's not just going to stop with me. I definitely don't think it'll stop with me. So the people that are laughing, I don't know. Karma can be a bitch. It really, really can be a bitch.
That's correct.
Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people, Scott H. Like, I never even heard of WFLA until I saw your thing, you know? Until I saw you streaming them. I never covered up. That is a blatant lie. I did not cover up their frickin' logo. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Fuck it. Dana, it's kind of fair use can be a tricky thing. Fair use is up to a judge's discretion. Now, if I would have had the money, thank you, Judy, for becoming a member. Appreciate you.
Roberta.
If I had the money to fight it, I could have said, like, you know, yeah, the stream was 8 hours long, but how many hours did I talk? You know, how many hours was commentary? There were some areas where I just played it. I mean, I lost my voice. You remember JB lost his voice. I mean, I just don't know why they can't work together with me. Work with me. But they want to shut me down. Why? I don't fucking know. I really don't know. It baffles the brain. A multi-billion-dollar company wants to stop me from doing a little ass podcast where I barely clear 30,000 a year. Barely. And that's straight up transparency. And I was fully prepared to fucking give them all of my analytics from my YouTube and compare my views to their views. My views, about 80,000 views, right, on this one video. Theirs, 800,000 views. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. But it would be tens of thousands of dollars to battle them in court. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. So I certainly hope that the people that are fucking laughing, I hope that this does not happen to them, because it doesn't matter how long ago you did it. They can go back and get any of your videos. It doesn't matter if it was 3 years ago. It doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago. So, I mean, I wasn't going to even say anything about this, but then this woman, whoever wrote on this Tampa Free Press website, which is like a half-ass like news website. It's not even legit. Like, it's not a real newspaper. But at any rate, this Deborah Childress lady decided to write an article about it and put false hoods in there that hurt my reputation, that caused me major emotional distress. It's not fair. It is not fair. And you know what? If it's not me, it's going to be someone else. It's going to be someone else. So I guess it's up to me to kind of talk about what's going on, because I guess I'm the first YouTuber to have this happen to them. I don't know. Not sure. I don't know. He does not know. And maybe it's because, during that thing, JB was talking about the protesters and I was defending them. But you know what? I have the right to do that. I have the right to watch JB or Sasha or whatever, whoever they are. I have the right to watch them and talk about what they're talking about. And I owe my team so much love. They got that article edited for me. They did that for me. And I am so grateful for all of the nice messages, because it's not easy. First of all, it's not easy putting yourself on, it's like, woe is me. I'm not trying to be woe is me. Oh, the poor YouTuber who chose to be a YouTuber, But it's not easy. Like, it took me a long time to get comfortable in front of the camera, to get comfortable. Yeah, I mean, my team, they took time out of their whole day yesterday. They put themselves aside to help me. And I've doubted some of you in the past. I've totally doubted some of you, and I'm so sorry. But it's really been a tough ride. I mean, this is years of emotional buildup on this platform, and it's just not easy. And I'm not a fucking crier. I'm just not. And this isn't easy for me. Like, I am not a public, put myself on display. So what you see is what you get. And I just want you guys to know that I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I'm not here for the money and the mighty dollar. Yeah, I have to pay my bills. Yes, I have to make a living. I have to pay my bills. This is my passion. I love being in front of this microphone. I love it. And I want to continue doing it. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to be bullied anymore. Especially when it comes to things like domestic violence. It's not funny. There's nothing about it that's funny. Let me show you guys a couple things. This is who originally shared it, which is not surprising. But let's take a look. Right here. You watch this, lady? This is where it originally came from. It's where it originally came from. Molly Golightly. When is she going to stop? When are people going to stop doing this? When are people going to stop supporting assholes like this? I've been watching her do this for 4 years. Real fucking funny, isn't it? Ha fucking ha. This is real life. Trash. It's just trash. Let's take a look at another one. Oh, wait, maybe we should read the comments. Let's look at how people are loving this, right? I wish they'd hold Natasha Cooper accountable too. So now, people are wanting to go after other creators. Just stop the madness. Leave people alone. If they're not bothering you, leave them the fuck alone. Simply using the footage is not the issue. Okay, Brian St. John, are you a lawyer now? Yeah, I think you are. Okay. The issue is not giving attributes to the original producers of the media event. Brian St. John, have you read the lawsuit? Have you read the complaint against me? I don't think you have.
Roberta.
If you did, you'd know that's not what it's about. Here we go. Here's some responses. Adrian said that if I ever pulled a stunt like this, he would be done with me. Certain lines you don't cross. But Adrian doesn't care if you screw other men? Okay! Seriously, this bitch needs to stand down. Adrian is as wise as he looks. He thinks so. LOLs. LOL, karma comes in full circle for people who steal. I think it might have been when she was streaming whole days of WFLA, streaming Brian Laundrie. Wow, big mistake to incorporate like that if she was going to use clips like that. Wow, oh damn, oh my word, what? Molly, this is so yikes, girl. I hope none of us got in trouble for calling her out. I regret saying something I should not have been saying about her. Not good at all. Wow. It's all about the wow factor, right? This bitch says her husband would be done with her if she used media clips. This is the lady who was a call girl on a reality show. I can't. Okay, I can't. So one more thing. Let's look at one more thing, guys. That would be. Here's some more good people in our community. This is why I'm second guessing this community. Okay. Here's another one. Look at this. 97 comments. 97. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can read them. These are the great people in the community that I choose to be in every day. Okay, wow. Everything catches up with you eventually. Wow, I can't get over this. Sorry, but she deserves this one. I watched some of what she was showing, and I am no legal expert, but it did not appear to be fair use to me. Well, damn. Good find, Heels. This is the best one right here. Now, mind you, there was a article of domestic violence in the bottom of that article, right? The last paragraph. Good find. That's what this is. It's a good find. That's what she gets for violating terms of service, Venice. I mean, I'm just showing you. She's still doing the same thing on What's the 411. And now using which YouTube already stopped from making any money. So she's got her Cash App up on it and still using her own watermarks. She better cut back before she gets deeper in the hole. Right, and they all fucking watched. If I was in that situation, I would have to claim bankruptcy. Wow. One big lawsuit and the dirty laundry comes rolling out. Oops, no pun intended. Ha, fucking ha. She doxed my phone number years ago and then played stupid when confronted about it. Karma. I hope she loses. Here's a member of mine, Wyoming Adventures. Wow. I knew she got a strike once from them. $2 million. Yikes. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Oh, and this is a fake Smokey P too. So if anybody talks to Smokey, let Smokey P know that there is a fake Smokey. If you click on the channel, it is not the Smokey P. I really wish that YouTube would make accounts, especially for creators, where you cannot change your name because this person here, whoever this asshole is, changed their name. They have 9,000 subscribers. There's no way they have 9,000 subscribers from this garbage. So they've obviously put their videos maybe on like private. I don't know. I'd love to know who you are though. But that's for another day. All right, you guys. Well, let's get off that topic and let's end this on a good note. This went a little bit longer than I expected. Thank you, Scott Skulls. Scott Skulls. No, I appreciate the support. I just want to be open and upfront with you guys. I just feel like, hi, Sister Knives. I just feel like, you know, oh, that's one more thing. Let me show you. Wait, real quick. You want to talk about hypocrisy? Let's talk about hypocrisy. Hold on. What was that other channel that shared it? Maligator, what was the other channel that shared it that said they were victims advocates? I guess so, Allie. Baseball today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. I'm waiting for Maligator to answer. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, guys. I mean, I appreciate you just listening to me because I'm going to tell my own story. You know what I mean? No, it wasn't Heels in the Air. There was another one. There were several people that kept sharing it. It was the other channel that we saw that shared it. And it was so funny because they said they're victims advocates. There's no such thing as a victim advocate in YouTube, just saying. Well, I mean, I try to as best I can. I know, but the second one. Yeah, I mean, this is not the community that I want. No, it wasn't Valkyrie, but she did a roast of me too. I don't even know who the fuck she is. Oh, Miss Alley Cat, I love you. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't them. It was not that. Well, the first thing is first, it never should have been in that article, right? No, it wasn't Nicolina. Oh my God, there's so many people I didn't even know that shared it. No, that's not who it was. It wasn't 1DV. No, the second one we saw this Heels in the Air, and then the second one that shared it, and they, in their description, it said they were victims advocates. It's not Nicolina, I don't think. I don't even know who that is. I don't know, Little Boston. It sucks. Is it C'est La Vie Media or some shit? See, I don't want to say that out loud because I don't think that's who it was. Oh, yeah, she did share it. But that's not the one I was talking about. No, they had a really, really long description about them being victims advocates. Here's another one. Oh, she just shared it. Wowza, she says. It's not Wendy V. It's not any of them. Just the receipts. Nope, it's none of those. It's someone that I had heard of before. It's someone that I had already heard of. Probably because they tag me. Like, it's part of the algorithm. If you have, like, my name in the tag, it comes up. Nah, it wasn't Queen Bee. I don't even know how I found it. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. No, Nicolina still has it. I just saw it. It's still on her community. It be still there. Oh, here's one. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm sure you guys have seen my community posts, and I'm sure you've seen. Are you fucking kidding me? This has already been clipped on YouTube. Right now, I'm kind of. Are you fucking kidding me? To be honest with you, I'm kind of still absorbing what's going on out there, and that's why I'm just going to carry on with some updates, because I really, at this point, I really don't have any words. So I'm just being straight up honest with you guys, and I will continue to be straight up honest. The Nexstar lawsuit, I don't know what else to say about that other than a multi-billion-dollar corporation came after me and said that I was a threat to their Florida market. So they knew that the little podcaster who makes $30,000 a year, if that, could not afford counsel. And you have to have counsel, right, in federal court. So I think this is it's funny because I see a lot of YouTubers, yeah, good find, you know, all that stuff. It could be you, because it's getting to the point they wanted me. I can't make this shit up, folks. I can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. Literally, while we were live, I haven't even ended my stream. Haven't even ended it. Dude, I can't make this shit up. It's unreal. Let's see how she ends that. Let's see. Let's go back. Wait, where'd it go? An agreement back when they struck my channel last fall. And then laughing about the domestic violence. So she's going to portion that was added at the bottom that shouldn't have been. And if you're laughing at that, you're not a victim's advocate. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who the victim is. If you're a victim's advocate, you advocate for victims, not just victims you like, right? If you don't like that victim, they're still a victim, and it's still wrong to re-victimize people. So let's move forward. I'm going to get into, we'll talk. Enjoy the views, Wendy V. I mean, really, is it that fucking important to get these views in? Yikes, Ashley.
Roberta.
Guess it is. That's what the community consists of, guys. I mean, need I say more? They prove themselves. That's the community that when I say I'm second guessing it, that's why. And Nicolina didn't remove shit. Okay? Didn't remove shit. They don't want to remove shit. Yeah, I definitely do think that I was being set an example of. Absolutely, Miss Robin. And that's why I'm saying these people are fucking laughing at me. But it could be them because it doesn't have to be 8 hours of a clip in order to get struck. It can be 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. Fair use is up to a judge's discretion. There is no set formula for fair use. You can put fair use scrolling across the bottom of your screen all day long. It doesn't protect you from shit. Fuck Nicolina. I don't even know who that person is. Like, stay out of my life. I don't know you. I don't know any of those people. And I don't want to. And if any of you are friendly with those people, I would rather you not be here as well. I never say that. But when it comes to something serious like this, I do mean it. I do mean it. And YouTube is changing by leaps and bounds every day. Every day. They are updating their terms of service. Funny how I get people texting me, pretending to be my friend, questioning me about terms of service. So if you are friendly with people who put domestic violence victims on blast, please don't ever chat in here again. That's all I'm going to say. It's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up. It makes me want to throw up. Because God forbid it's you. It's not so funny then. Back in 2019, Molly Golightly and Critical K emailed a picture of me in my old apartment with talking mid-sentence, paused it, screenshotted it, and I'm like this, like Rocky Balboa with a shadow on the side of my face. If it was a black eye, I'd tell you it was a black eye. They shared it. They didn't come to me and say, oh my God, we're worried about you. We think you have a black eye. They emailed it to numerous creators. Look, J is for Justice has a black eye. One creator that got it reached out to see if I was okay. One. Let that sink in. M's Coffee Convos was the only one that emailed me, and we got on the phone, and she said, I want to make sure you're okay. All the other people that got it in email laughed and shared it with others. It wasn't a black eye. I would tell you if it was. I've never had a black eye in my life, even from an accident. So I'm just saying, I'm saying it like it is. One person. And bless her. Because you know what? I wasn't always the nicest to M's. But you know what? She put that shit aside when she thought someone was being abused. Let that shit sink in. These people are not good people. And I'm tired of zipping the lip and keeping quiet about it. Because I never wanted to get in anybody's biz. But now they've touched the most delicate, sensitive part of me. As if it wasn't bad enough to have Critical K calling my mother fat right after she passed away on a live stream. This is where I draw the fucking line. Because I was covering the Petito case and covering a domestic violence incident where the victim was dead. And this is what it turned into. A lawsuit. And then a shitty reporter writing an article about a copyright issue and throwing a domestic violence statement from no less something that she had to write the court and get. It wasn't public info where you just type it in. No. She had to request that information.
We have to stand down.
Shameful. Thank you, Punksy. I haven't seen you in so long, Punksy. I'm done. I'm done. This is where the line is drawn. Because you know what? I'm not the only one to have an argument with my husband and it end bad. It wasn't like it could have been so bad. And I'm not even saying, I'm not downplaying it or anything like that. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of people who have been in my shoes. And if you think it's funny, I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Women sharing this and laughing? Shame on you. And I don't need to show any more community posts. The fact that there was already a video uploaded while we were live, people can't wait. People couldn't fucking wait for me to say something. So they're going to exploit that. And that's fine, but I'm going to speak my truth. And I'll be goddamned if Molly Golightly is going to tell my story. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about it either. I mean, shit, that's the last thing I want to talk about. You think I really want, like, my personal life on display for thousands of people on a public platform? Fuck no. Never wanted to do this. Because you know what? All this shit happened last year. Last year. Let that sink in, folks. Last year. So just when I'm healing, just when I'm coming out of this funk and feeling like myself again, there's heels in the air, right? Because it's funny. It's funny to do this to people. Fuck you guys. Fuck you people who think others horrible situations are yours to talk about. I don't know. He does not know. So let's lighten the mood a little bit and let's end this good, because I've got to get off here because I've got some Casey Anthony stuff to do, because this is tomorrow already, you guys. Tomorrow we're going to be starting this Casey Anthony case rewind, I'm calling it. Case rewind. All right, here's a clip, and this is for everyone who has not been watching the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
It's loud and beefy. Ad Rock, I've missed ya well. I missed you as well. Okay, so check this out.
As royal watchers celebrate Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, we take
I don't know what a jubilee is, but
by the numbers, 70
this
years.
Is funny
That's
as
how
shit.
long Britain's longest reigning monarch has been queen, taking over at the age of 25 after the passing of her father.
So they did
in
a cool
1952.
flyover.
At 96 years old, Queen Elizabeth is the
So they did a
oldest
flyover,
British
and
monarch on record.
the little
and the
little
first
guy
ever
didn't
reach
like
the
it.
Platinum Jubilee milestone. Great Britain is celebrating with 4 days of festivities, which kicked off today with about 1,500 soldiers and 250 forces taking part of the
Homeland.
Trooping the Color Parade. 15 jets spelled out the number 70 in the skies in a fly past with more than 70 aircraft from each branch of Britain's armed forces. Delighted crowds
for
near
it.
Buckingham Palace. Well, except for 4-year-old Louis, the youngest son of Prince.
He is mood. He is mood. Like 150%. 150%. This little guy is my mood right now. And that's how I feel about all of you shit-ass, shit-stirring YouTubers. Seriously. That is me. Live look at me thinking about all of these jerks. Wait, let's make it a little bit better. Let's look. Live look at me saying F you to all the people that want to get up and re-victimize people, right? Jubilee is 70 years on the throne. I don't know. I think my dad probably would have argued that he should have gotten a Jubilee for spending 70 years on the throne. But
Yeah, they're loud and beefy.
You know, Don's full of shit.
yeah, he's adorable. He's adorable. This is going to be a meme, I think. I think it's definitely going to have to be a meme. Oh, man, I'm sweating. Yeah, do you like my hat? I'm definitely a reverter.
Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Moderators! I bet this won't make it on Wendy V's channel, damn it. All right, you guys, I'm out. I got to get busy with this Casey Anthony. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When this ends, after we dance the shit out and get to our day, it's almost 1 p.m. Eastern here. Got it Saturday. Get out there and enjoy your day. But before we do that and dance it out, after the dance, it'll take you directly to the next event for tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. You guys are amazing, amazing. And thank you so much for not judging me. For not judging me and not saying, deal with it. Suck it up, bitch. Don't break my door.
Don't break my door, you fucking bitch.
Right? I love you guys. I'll text you, April. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And dance that she is out.
Don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. My new shoes.